everyone. My name is Ioana Doneva, and I'm the president of Youth for Development and Sustainable Goals. Today, our topic is going to be harmonizing urban progress, bridging SDG 11 and EU priorities for sustainable cities and communities. We have a new intern in our foundation, and this is Daniela. Daniela, I give the word to you to present yourself and start the presentation.
Yes, thank you so much. So, firstly, I want to thank you for this opportunity to be an intern in your amazing NGO that wants to change something, and I hope that really will change, and also I will have an impact. So, greetings everyone. My name is Harabagiu Daniela Mihaela. I am from Bucharest, from Romania, and currently I'm a master student. I study in Bucharest, diplomacy in international economy. So I want to learn more about sustainability because it's a very interesting topic nowadays. I am very excited to share my insights on Sustainable Development Goal 11, which is like make cities and human settlements inclusive, safe, resilient, and sustainable. The reason for presenting this today is because it addresses the critical need for sustainable urban development, and it ensures that cities are livable and resilient and inclusive for all the people. So, with that being said, I will share my screen and start my presentation. Okay. And please, you wanna say to me if it's okay, like if it's okay. Thank you. Thank you for your confirmation. So, yeah, harmonizing urban progress, bridging SDG 11 and European priorities for sustainable cities and communities. Okay. My table of contents. So I will have a short introduction regarding the topic. Then I will talk about the SDG 11 and the European priorities. After that, I will speak about urban planning and smart infrastructure. Followed by social and economic considerations. Then I will address environmental challenges and finally aligning with global goals and final conclusions of the topic. So with that being said, I will start with the introduction. So SDG 11 is dedicated to make cities and human settlements more inclusive, safe and resilient, and most importantly, sustainable, as I said before, and it recognizes the challenges posed by rapid urbanization, and it seeks to promote sustainable urban development. Now, regarding key focus areas, I will be focusing on urban planning, housing, transportation, resilience, and inclusive development, because these are the main important areas. So, urban planning emphasizes the importance of well-planned and sustainable cities. Housing, it aims to ensure access to safe and affordable housing for all of the communities. Transportation promotes sustainable and accessible urban transport systems. Resilience focuses on building resilience to natural and man-made disasters. And inclusive development encourages inclusive and participatory urban development. And then I added to the introduction the importance of harmonizing efforts for sustainable urban development, because it's very important to talk about this. So basically, harmonizing efforts for sustainable urban development is imperative in our quest for a resilient and inclusive and environmentally sound cities. And the complexity of urban challenges spanning environmental, social, and economic dimensions requires a coordinated and well integrated approach, because by aligning the endeavors of various stakeholders, including government bodies or communities and businesses, we can as a community optimize resources and leverage diverse expertise and create holistic solutions. And this collaborative synergy not only addresses the immediate urban issues, but also lays the foundation for enduring positive transformations. And the importance of harmonizing efforts transcends local boundaries, contributing to global sustainability goals and positioning cities as pioneers in the pursuit of a greener and more inclusive future. And then I will speak about the importance of SDG 11 and the European priorities. So, European priorities for sustainable cities and communities. Basically, the key elements are, of course, the green transition, digital transformation, social inclusion, circular economy, climate adaptation and resilience, and urban mobility. And now I will speak just a few words about everything. So basically, green transition, it's promoting eco-friendly urban development and sustainable practices. Digital transformation, it's about enhancing urban services through smart city technologies and digital infrastructure. Then social inclusion, it's to prioritize affordable housing, to combat homelessness, and to support inclusive social policies for all the people. Then we have circular economy. So basically, it's to encourage resource efficient practices and reduce waste in urban areas. Climate adaptation and resilience, it's about addressing climate change impacts and building resilient urban infrastructure. And last but not least, urban mobility, which is about promoting sustainable transportation modes and investing in public transport. And then I will speak about urban planning and smart infrastructure. So basically, some of the innovative urban planning strategies that I found are about mixed use zoning, transit oriented development, green infrastructure, compact and efficient design, smart growth, and complete streets. So I will speak a little bit about everything just for you to have an idea. So basically the first one, mixed use zoning, it's about encouraging the integration of residential, commercial and recreational spaces in close proximity and reducing the need for extensive commuting. Transit-oriented development, it's focused on creating high density and mixed-use developments around public transportation hubs and to promote walkability and reduce reliance on private vehicles. Green infrastructure, it incorporates green space and parks and natural elements into urban design to enhance environmental sustainability, improve air quality, and provide recreational areas. And regarding these two topics, transit-oriented development and green infrastructure, I will add something about my country. So, because I live in Bucharest, we have much problems with pollution and in general with people that they don't want to use public transportation and to save the environment and also the air quality, which is very bad in my capital. But they choose to go with private cars. And for example, if you have in a family 4 members, every member of the family has its own car, and they use just their personal cars, which I personally think it's very bad for the environment and also for an international capital such as Bucharest. And with this problem that I addressed, I want also to personally ask you what is the situation in Bulgaria and maybe in Varna where you live, or maybe in Sofia, your capital.
I think the situation is getting better and better with every year. For sure, it helps the fact that we're in the European Union, but so as Romania. In Sofia, Sofia was voted greenest capital these years, but it was not because the air pollution was missing, but because of the many green zones that the city has. There are a few quite big parks in the city, so they definitely help with air pollution. For Varna, I would say that Varna is a touristic city located on the sea coast of Bulgaria. And because of the tourists, because of the tourists coming not only mainly during the summer, but not only, transportation here it's quite good often and cheap. It's cheaper compared to Sofia. The system of the transport is also good. Like there is application from where you can buy your ticket, so even you don't waste paper tickets. Like the paper ticket is of course a bit more expensive, because it not only it uses paper, but it's from a machine based in the bus itself, meaning it is heavy. It takes on every course, as it's heavy, it takes from the fuel supply. So like the bus is spending a bit more fuel because of the machine there. Yeah, I would say that the urban planning is getting better, but of course it's not in the same level of Nordic countries, or let's say Western countries, Western European, I mean. Why it is important, like the urban planning, and how it can contribute to achieve SDG 11, to in terms of creating resilient cities. Well, it's very simple. So if you create conditions for the people, it's not only the like cheaper price for buses, or like for trains, or for other types of transportation. If you make owning a car more expensive, then you will see a result. I was in Denmark a few years ago, and they told me that there you need to pay a lot of taxes if you want to own a car. And if you want to drive it in the center, you also pay more. This is also the case in London. In rush hours, the cars that are passing through the center are paying like bigger fee. So there are many tricks like to lower the number of people that are driving cars in the cities, in city centers especially, and owning as well. But how urban planning can help if you create more safe areas for people who are riding bicycle. More people will want to ride a bicycle. If you create good conditions, then people will start using them. This is the case in some cities in Germany who they were having quite big streets for cars, and in a few years they just got changed with walking areas and bicycle paths, etc. So yeah, I think I went a bit in other direction, but I think it was useful.
Yes, thank you so much for your answer. And also, I wanted to add something regarding Bucharest. I was so shocked because some months ago I read an article and it said that Bucharest is the second capital, I think, in the world after Bogota, that it's with like a horrible traffic and pollution. And I think that we should really need to change something, especially in cities like this, and also like it's an international capital from the EU. And I don't know, I'm still shocked that this happened to my
Mhm.
city, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, but congrats to you that you want to do something for Bulgaria. I hope that also other people in my country will want to take initiative like you or me do now. And I hope that also maybe we will be voted in 2050, let's say, as a green capital like Sofia. And congratulations. Um, and now to continue with the presentation. The fourth innovative strategy was about compact and efficient design. Basically, it promotes higher building density, and it reduces the urban sprawl and preserves open space. And this approach minimizes resource consumption and encourages a sense of community. Then smart growth emphasizes sustainable and equitable development by directing growth toward existing communities, and it optimizes infrastructure, and it minimizes environmental impact. And last but not least, complete the streets. So design streets to accommodate all modes of transportation, including pedestrians, cyclists, and public transit, fostering a safer and more accessible urban environment. And also, I want to add that yes, in Bucharest, it's a very big problem because I, as a citizen, that I don't own a car, I can't go on the streets. I can't go with a bicycle because I'm about to be hit by a car if I'm not paying attention. And because Bucharest has an urban planning and design, especially in the favor of just cars, not people. Not, for example, if a woman has babies, she can't go with a stroller. Like it's horrible. And many people that want to promote green impact. For example, today I don't want to go with a car, I want to go with the bicycle, but I can't because I can be hit by cars because we don't have those things for I don't know how to say it in English, sorry.
Bicycle paths. Yeah.
Basic bicycle path. Thank you. We don't have, and if we have, they don't respect it. You will also are killed or hit by cars. So yes. Now to move on about showcase examples of smart infrastructure. So I thought about green roofs and walls, waste management solutions, digital twins for urban planning, smart transportation and smart buildings, intelligent public services, and smart water management and smart grids. So green roofs and walls. So implementing integrating vegetation on building surfaces to enhance insulation, absorb carbon dioxide, and reduce the urban heat island effect. Then waste management solution, deploying smart waste bins with sensors to optimize collection routes, encouraging recycling and reducing the environmental impact of waste disposal. Digital twins for urban planning is about to create digital replicas of cities to simulate and optimize urban development, infrastructure and services, aiding in informed decision making. Then smart transportation. It's to implement intelligent traffic management system, electric vehicles charging infrastructure, and real-time data for public transportation to reduce congestion and emissions. Smart buildings, it's to utilize advanced technologies for energy efficient lighting, heating and cooling systems, as well as smart sensors for occupancy and resource management. Then intelligent public services. It's to implement digital platforms for smart governance, citizen engagement, and efficient delivery of public services, enhancing the overall quality of urban life. And last, smart water management and smart grids. So smart water management is to utilize sensors and real-time data to monitor and optimize water distribution, reduce leaks and enhance overall water efficiency. And smart grids, it's about to implement intelligent energy distribution systems to optimize energy consumption, reduce waste, and integrate renewable energy sources.
Can I add something?
Yes, please.
Okay, there are pretty good examples of green roofs and walls in Amsterdam or in some other cities in the Netherlands. I have seen also in Slovenia on bus stops, but like these are not the only countries. So Western or Central European countries are putting some efforts, and this is not helping only air quality, better. It doesn't make only better air quality, but it promotes biodiversity as well, because at some places, which is also the case in Bratislava, Slovakia, they also have some good example. There, the municipality is planting wildflowers that are good for pollinators. When we're talking about pollinators, it's not only bees, bumblebees, etc., but there's some moths, some butterflies. So it's good for better air quality and for biodiversity, and for us as well, because we as people want to see more greenery than concrete buildings, like gray concrete buildings. About waste management solutions, in my opinion, it needs to be changed in our countries, in Eastern European countries, that if you have a lot of mixed waste, you need to pay more. And the people who are recycling, they need to have some benefits. So like, I don't know how it's in Romania, but in Bulgaria, everyone is paying the same, which is not fair. About digital twins for urban planning. So I don't know if everyone like who is watching, I hope people will be watching this video, knows about digital twins. It is a program that creates, you give a picture, or yeah, let's say a picture of the city, and the digital twin is replicating the movement of people and finding problems. Engineers after that are finding solutions, or the program, the software itself is finding the solution as well. So I think it's quite useful. Yes. About the smart water management, here I wanted to say something about water preservation and reusing of wastewater. It is happening. Like, you can check it, whoever is watching the video, you can check it. It is happening mostly in countries that have droughts, like Spain, Italy, Portugal, and the water is cleaned and reused, because at the moment we're not having a cycle of water. How is it in the nature? No, we're taking water from one place, using it. It goes to the wastewater station, it's cleaned a bit, and then it's put in another water body. So this is also a very interesting topic, but I'm not gonna prolong the presentation. I just wanted to put a few notes to make it a bit more interactive.
Yes, thank you so much. Now to continue with my presentation, I will address environmental challenges. I think that the most biggest challenges regarding the environmental challenges in urban areas are air pollution, waste management, urban heat island effect that I mentioned before, and water scarcity and pollution. Basically, I put it some challenges to every of the problem, and then I thought about some solutions. So about air pollution, the biggest challenge is, of course, it's the emission from vehicles, industries, and other sources that contribute to poor air quality. And this thing impacts both the humans and the human health and the environment. So a solution, it's like encouraging recycling and, sorry, promoting public transportation, investing in electric vehicles, and enforcing strict emission standards. Some of the things that you also mentioned before, and implementing green spaces and urban forestry to act as natural air filters. And then about waste management. So the challenge is improper waste disposal and excessive use of single-use plastics that contribute to land pollution and strain on landfill capacities. And the solution that I thought about, it's encouraging recycling and waste reduction initiatives to implement smart waste management systems that include waste to energy technologies and composting. Then urban heat island effect. The challenge is increased concrete and asphalt surfaces trap heat, leading to elevated temperatures in urban areas compared to surrounding rural areas. And the solution is to integrate green roofs, green walls, and urban green spaces, as I mentioned before, to cool the environment, and use reflective materials in construction to minimize heat absorption. And last, water scarcity and pollution. The challenge is over extraction of groundwater, pollution from industrial discharges, and inadequate water management that contribute to water scarcity and pollution, unfortunately. And the solution that I thought about is to implement water conservation measures, promote rainwater harvesting, and invest in wastewater treatment facilities, and also foster community awareness about responsible water use. And please, Ivana, if you want to add something to the solutions or the challenges, you can add.
Yeah, well, the challenges that you mentioned, over extraction of groundwater, pollution from industrial discharges, and inadequate water management are real. Now we also have the effect of the climate change. The countries that I mentioned earlier, Spain, Italy, Portugal, that are implementing wastewater reuse, they they are hot usually, but because of climate change, they're getting hotter. What is also the case in African countries, or in some countries in Asia. So actually we have luck, because we're in the European Union, where these are very talk topics. And we have a lot of experts, and there are a lot of efforts, also funding in that direction. As I said, like, whoever is watching the video can check wastewater reuse. Like, there are very good schemes how we can replicate the model of nature and have water circularity in our systems.
Thank you so much for your comment. Now I will go to the fifth key point of my presentation, which is addressing social and economic considerations. I will start by saying about the social aspects. So three of the most important things, it's about affordable housing initiatives, community-led development projects, and also cultural preservations. And I gave some real life examples. The first one regarding affordable housing initiatives, the 30% affordable housing policy in Vienna, Austria, ensures that at least 30% of new housing developments are affordable, promoting social inclusivity and preventing gentrification. The second one, community-led development projects. I gave another example. The Kibera Public Space Project in Nairobi, Kenya, involves local communities in the design and development of public spaces, fostering a sense of ownership and community pride. And last, cultural preservation. It's about the restoration of a historic district like Gamla Stan in Stockholm, Sweden, that maintains cultural heritage while promoting sustainable tourism and community engagement. Then I want to speak about the economic aspects. I have three important key elements: green jobs and training programs, inclusive business districts, and investment in sustainable infrastructure. And again, I will give three life examples. The first one, it's about green jobs and training programs. The real life example that I was thinking about, it's the Green Jobs program in Portland, America, that focuses on training individuals for employment in sustainable industries. And this thing contributes to economic growth and environment stewardship. The second one, it's about inclusive business districts. And the real life example that I thought about, it's the Medellin Innovation District in Colombia that integrates local businesses, startups, and community services, fostering economic development and providing opportunities for entrepreneurs. And the third example, investment in sustainable infrastructure. It's about the Masdar City project in Abu Dhabi, that is a sustainable urban development that attracts investment by emphasizing renewable energy, sustainable transportation, and green technologies.
Maybe one more note. The Masdar City project in Abu Dhabi, for sure. Like I didn't know that it's in Abu Dhabi. I was thinking that it's around the desert area, but like maybe United Arab Emirates, they have also other projects for sustainable development, urban development. They know that basically 100 years ago they were not developed at all. Why they got developed? Because of the oil they had in their lands. And of course they want to go in that direction because maybe soon all oil will not be used that much, and like if we want to live in sustainable cities, this will be the case. So it's but it's a bit contradictory, because how they earn the money for building these sustainable cities is by selling oil. Like mainly the only resource they have in the Arab Emirates to other countries. And another thing, like United States of America, like their urban development is not good at all, because they promote having cars, which is the opposite of the sustainable cities and green urban planning. But I'm happy to hear that they have green jobs program. Like in the EU, there are also good examples for youth exchanges, training courses, big projects through universities and school on sustainable topics. So I would also put this as an example. So putting the attention of young people in the sustainability topic.
Okay. Yeah, and also in America, I know that they promote especially cars, like, for example, I think in Los Angeles, like everybody needs to go with a car because it's a long distance road. But I wanted to put the Portland example from USA, because it's nice that in some states they also like try to promote green jobs programs for youth or for young adults, or yeah. And now to continue, so citizen participation in decision making. I think it's one of the most important topics because us as a citizen that wants to have a green impact and we want to have like a green community and with more clean air, we need to do something also if the government doesn't help. The first thing that I thought about is participatory budgeting, then neighborhood assemblies, and then digital platforms for engagement. And I again gave real life examples of what other communities from around the world do for their participation in sustainability programs. So the first one that I mentioned is participatory budgeting, and the example that I found it's from Porto Alegre in Brazil that has been a pioneer in participatory budgeting, allowing residents to directly influence the allocation of public funds, ensuring that community needs are prioritized. The second example, neighborhood assemblies, it's from Barcelona, Spain, that uses neighborhood assemblies to involve residents in urban planning decisions, giving them a say in issues like public space design and traffic management. And the third one, digital platforms for engagement. It's about the Youth Voice, Your Voice, Your Los Angeles platforms in Los Angeles, USA, that allow citizens to engage in decision-making processes related to city development, providing a digital space for feedback and ideas. So if you want to add something regarding these examples, you can.
Mhm. I want to say to the people who are watching the video that about digital platforms for engagement, they can check some European ones. I didn't check any until now, and I'm trying to think of a platform, but with this many projects, like because there are a lot of projects involving non-governmental organizations, research center, universities, and school, there should be something. So yeah, that's my only note. Like the listeners, the people who are watching, to check about European examples.
Okay, thank you so much. And now aligning with global goals and final conclusions of the presentation. So alignment with the global sustainability goals, besides the SDG 11, which is sustainable cities and communities, and basically the strategy is urban planning and smart infrastructure. The alignment is to promote smart infrastructure and inclusive urban planning directly that can contribute to the SDG 11's objectives of making cities more inclusive, safe, resilient, and sustainable. This SDG goes hand in hand with the SDG 7, SDG 9, and SDG 13, which is affordable and clean energy, industry innovation and infrastructure, and climate action. And for these three SDGs, I have a strategy and the alignment. So for SDG 7, affordable and clean energy, the strategy is renewable energy integration, and the alignment is to invest in renewable energy that aligns with the SDG 7, and this helps to contribute to the transition to affordable, reliable, and sustainable and modern energy for all. The SDG 9, which is industry, innovation, and infrastructure. So the strategy is smart city technologies, and the alignment is to integrate smart city technologies that supports SDG 9 by fostering innovation, promoting sustainable infrastructure, and ensuring inclusive industrialization. And the SDG 13, which is climate action, the strategy is green transition, climate adaptation, and resilience. And the alignment is sustainable urban planning and smart infrastructure that address climate challenges, supporting the SDG 13's goal of urgent action to combat climate change. And then the emphasis of the European objectives. So the European Green Deal is the first one. The strategy is circular economy practices and the green transition. The significance. So basically, the presented strategy aligns with the European Green Deal by promoting circular economy practices and eco-friendly urban development, contributing to the Europeans' commitment to climate neutrality. Then the second one that I thought about is cohesion policy. The strategy is community-led development projects, and the significance of this is that community-led initiatives align with cohesion policy by ensuring that development benefits are distributed equitably, reducing disparities among regions and promoting social and economic cohesion. The third one, which is the European Urban Agenda, basically the strategy is participatory decision making and digital platforms for engagement. And the significance of this is to enhance citizen participation that aligns with the European Urban Agenda, which encourages collaborative governance and citizen involvement in shaping urban policies. The fourth one is about next generation EU. The strategy is green jobs and training programs, as I mentioned before. And the significance of this is to invest in green jobs that aligns with the next generation EU, that focus on create employment opportunities, contributing to environmental sustainability, fostering economy recovery. Like I give the example of USA Portland. And the last but not least, the European structural and investment funds. Basically, the strategy is inclusive business districts, and the significance of this is inclusive business districts that supports the ESIF goal of promoting economic growth, job creation, and social inclusion, particularly in less developed regions and communities. And to end with my PowerPoint presentation, basically in conclusion, the harmonization of efforts towards sustainable urban development by bridging Sustainable Development Goal 11 and the European Union priorities represents a crucial step in shaping the future of our cities and communities that we take part of. And this collaborative approach acknowledges the intricate interplay between global sustainability goals, as I mentioned before, SDG 7 or SDG 9 or 13, and the regional objectives of the communities, recognizing that urban challenges are multifaceted and require comprehensive solutions. So without being said, thank you so much for your attention. And I hope that you liked my presentation and that you will want to do something for your communities.
Thank you, Daniela, for the good presentation. I just found now few platforms for youth engagement in European Union. So there is the European Youth Forum, where I guess young people from European Union can gather and discuss important topics. And the other one It's the European Youth Portal. It's an official EU website offering information about opportunities, events, initiatives for young people. Also for European Solidarity Corps volunteering. So we will probably also put them in the description of the video so you can find the links. Thank you for your attention. Thank you that you stayed until the end with us, and yeah, hope that we can change something for better together.
Yes.
That was from us.